Thank you for tuning in to Timeless Limitless. Please hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to like and share. Timeless Black Excellence in collaboration with Duke City Talks. In today's episode, we're talking to a black business owner named Frank Willis, who owns a world-famous restaurant named Frank's Chicken and Waffles. So what got you into doing what you're doing right now? And how did you start your business?
I was broke. I had I got in trouble in about 2007. I had to go sit down for a minute and came back and was looking for stuff for about 3 years. My last $150, man, stuff started sparking off, and got a couple ideas. One was when Nexus came. I went over there and we tasted it, and we went to go support his business. And then I went to California on a trip real quick and took some guys to a local chicken and waffles out there called Roscoe's, which everybody knows, but they hadn't had it. So we were sitting in the restaurant, and I had just a light bulb, man, because I'm sitting around the restaurant looking at all these customers. And I'm thinking Albuquerque doesn't have this, you know, and I'm tired of driving 800 miles to go get my fix. So I came back and I told the guys, man, I said, when we get back to Albuquerque, I'm gonna start a chicken and waffles restaurant. So after that, opened the Facebook page, told my sister, I was living with my sister at the time, and we started delivering out of her house and started cooking out of her house. And we did that for about 10 months. Got some news notoriety, was able to get on Channel 4, and that kind of helped us propel ourselves to get more people aware about it. A family member of mine gave me investment. We found a building, and we opened a brick and mortar building in 2013. And we've been doing it ever since. And now we're in a new building. We've been here 3 years. And we've been able to, this is our 10th year. September actually was the anniversary.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Do you think being an expo helped you kind of build what you built because you had kind of a fan base to kind of reach out to?
It definitely helped, man. It helped because that's what helped when we were first on the news. She found out, it was a reporter, she was from Orange County, and she loved chicken and waffles, so she heard about it. The guy at the station had it delivered and had me bring it, but they did the newsreel at the same time. Now this is even funnier, right? I'm on probation, and it was around the time when the Super Bowl was just that week before. I decided I wanted to drink a little bit alcohol and hang out and be cool. I had my probation officer the next day. I didn't know they were tested for alcohol. I ended up going to jail for 3 days for, violating. I didn't even know the news thing was going on. I get out of jail, my girl at the time and my sister came and picked me up from jail that morning, had my clothes in the truck, ready to go, talking about, you about to be on the news, what do they do? They called, they been looking for you, we on our way. I'm like, I just got out of jail, I'm stinking, So if you look at the picture, you're not gonna notice that, but they brought me those clothes I had on for that news thing, and got out of jail and went right to the news. And had I not got out of jail, I wouldn't have been able to do it, you know? Yeah, I would have missed that opportunity. So that was kind of cool that, I always say God got us, and He's been guiding us, and doing a lot of things for us since we started this. And that was just one more thing. I told you my relative was going to give us some seed money to, he gave us like $10,000. He almost didn't make it here because he goes to Jamaica the week before he gets here, tries to bring some marijuana back, and gets caught. Luckily, they know his dumbass wasn't supposed to do that, and they just slapped him on the wrist, told him to get out of here and don't do that no more. But I got to pay for all this stuff and get this building done, and he almost didn't make it. So, I always say God got us, man, because He's been guiding us for the last 10 years, and even now with all the new stuff we're doing, documentary and all that stuff, it's just been popping. people been helping right when I don't know when I'm going to find my next dollar. It happens, you know. So, you know, the things I know now have, you know, all the stuff I went through kind of put me to where I am now because, you know, I didn't know anything that I know now. Of course, it's time and, you know, learning experience too, but, you know, and we're still going through it, you know, we're still learning, we're still trying to figure out what's the best thing for us. You know, the TV show obviously helped us, you know, get to that point where we have now a consistent tourist base now.
You said the TV show, which TV show is that?
That's on Food Network. That is Drivers and Dives. Guy Fieri. He came last November, and since the show came out, it's been helping us a lot. So, you know, that's another blessing that came right on time because, you know, restaurant business is hard, you know, and as y'all probably seen, a lot of people fell off that have came and went, and it's not all just about cooking, you know, and it's a lot of things we have to learn. Luckily, I got my moms and a lot of family that have helped us along the way and stuff like that, but I probably wouldn't have, you know, I know I wouldn't have not been able to get this far without them, you know, because people that start these businesses and stuff like that, they don't have a lot of support. I see, you know, it's tough, man, you know, and especially if you don't have the experience and stuff. So it's, like I said, it's been a learning, you know, experience for us.
So with that, you talking about things you've gone through, what are some of the pitfalls that you had to deal with?
Just not having enough money, man, you know, to be honest with you. That's probably, I started from scratch, from nothing, you know, from $150 to this, you know what I mean? So it's like each step getting towards that, having to pay, you know, the more you grow, the more you have to pay for it. So, you know, more money, more problems. Definitely, I'm definitely can attest to that and say that that's a true statement because it's, you know, a lot of other elements come with that, along with, you know, people trying to get you to spend more money, trying to get you to do this, or trying to get you to help them, or, you know, interjecting their ideas or what have you. But just a lot of pitfalls. It's just about managing the money and managing the business part of it. Marketing, you know, we didn't know nothing about marketing. We didn't know anything about customer service. We didn't know anything about food costs and managing the food costs and make sure that makes sense because, you know, a lot of people say that you gotta go to school, and that was one thing that kind of put a fire under me. I was talking to some people about it, and they was like, well, I'm gonna go to school, and I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna open a restaurant. I said, well, I don't know nobody that went to school and opened a restaurant.
Right.
I know a lot of people that go to school and be chefs for other people, but I've never seen anybody just start a business because they went to school. I mean, in anything really, to be honest with you, you know, going to school only adds to your education to build a business. It doesn't necessarily teach you how to run a business. It's just a lot of stuff, man. And, dealing with employees, dealing with state taxes, you know, it's a lot, you know. For people that don't know that, I feel bad for them because I see why they don't make it, you know, because it's tough, you know, trying to control all that and trying to grow at the same time. Because like I said, you keep adding on to what you already have on your plate, you know, things that are going to be challenges. But like I said, if you have a lot of good people help you for shit, you know, we've been able to, you know, make it this far in 10 years like that. So.
And a lot of times people feel like because you got your own business that you're rich and they can kind of come tap in with you. How long did it take you to actually become profitable?
I'm still not profitable. So let's put that out there right now. And that's the other thing. You know, I hear a lot of people saying that, you know, and wanting to get into business because of money. And I tell people this now too, I don't do anything anymore because of money or because I gotta get paid. most of the time people do that because they're broke, and that's your mentality at the time. But if the only way you get profitable or successful is not necessarily the money, doing it for the love first, and the money will come later. You know what I mean? So, like I said, it's still not profitable. I'm still going through it money-wise right now. I only have money to keep this running right now and pay my little bills that I have. I don't have a lot of money to just go out of town and do. I mean, we doing well now, but I'm definitely not rich. You know what I mean? What I gross and what I net is a big difference. You know what I mean? If I'm worth $500,000, I ain't got even $100,000. So, you know what I mean? Because I'm also turning my money and also building other businesses and putting that money into that, because I'm paying on a building right now that I'm not even in, that I have to pay $4,000 for every month, but I'm not even operating it. So I'm saying I'm sacrificing that, hoping that in the future that it'll come back to me. But right now I'm getting it ate up, So no, it's not a restaurant business is not a profitable business until you turn it into franchise. And we're talking about that, but a lot of things come with that, getting your menu and your all your businesses intact, and trademarking and copyrights, and getting lawyers involved and all that stuff. But that's a part of expansion when you can double what you're doing without having to be there. Then you can probably start seeing some profits, and keep growing like that. But having one restaurant is not a get rich quick thing. God told me this a long time ago, a restaurant dude. He was like, you're gonna be a slave to your own restaurant because you're never gonna be able to leave. And if you can't grow, then you're never gonna. It's because you can't leave and you can't hire other people to do what you're doing. So that's what I mean about. It's not just about the food, all the time. It's great because, if you got great food, that's going to bring them all the time. But what's going to keep them consistent? What's going to keep them coming back? How are you going to grow and keep, doing what you're doing without losing people? We keep getting new customers, which is great, you know what I mean? And now we're getting more because of the TV show. So, that's just helping our bottom line. Now I'm seeing my payroll make sense when I have this amount of payroll and we only made this today. But people don't see that. They see a lot of people in here, but they don't see how many people I have to hire to take care of those people. The electricity, all that stuff eats you up, man. And it's about managing all that. And I'm still having trouble with it. You know what I mean? It's not if y'all sat and watched me for a week and see all the stuff we go through, and the ice machine's not working, the lights are not working, the Wi-Fi is off, the burners on the kitchen not working, the alarm won't go off, the AC is broken, the plumbing, it's always something, man. I lost money a couple weeks ago because the plumbing outside broke. And you never expect that stuff, but in business, I guess you gotta take those lumps and stuff. But like I said, 10 years, man, we've been through some ups and downs, man.
So with that opportunity that you got with the National Spotlight, the Guy Fieri show, how did you come about with it? How did they reach out to you? Or?
They reached out to me. They, of course, customers can write in and, tell them about us. There was a chef here, but my girl Marie at the Bocadillo sandwiches spot, she gave us a recommendation, and she was on the show before COVID. So before COVID, we were supposed to do the show, and the week before COVID, they shut it down and said they weren't coming. So we had to wait a year and a half for them to come back, and they reached out to me, and like I said, it's been helping us ever since. To do that, because that's a national, that's a worldwide show, and a lot of people follow, that show like religiously. That's marketing you can't pay for. The videos, they send you videos and stuff like that, and I'm able to share that stuff, and that stuff helps us so much. So those are things though I wish we had in the beginning, and if you're not well off and you don't come from money, you don't know those benefits until you get them, and you're like, oh, man, it's been like, I wish it was like this, back then, we wouldn't have been spending so much money on marketing, and, that's another thing. Just, if you don't have money to spend for marketing, people don't know who you are. Luckily, we started on Facebook, and, I started taking everybody's pictures. That's kind of how we got popular too. So I take every customer. We just, because I try to make it about people too, and our customers, because they're the ones that's supporting us and come to eat. We got good food, and we try to keep the food good, but little things like that, and treating the customers like they family, because they kind of are. A lot of customers I still see coming through the door. They were coming when I was delivering. They were coming to the old restaurant on San Mateo. So it's been a blessing, man, to keep seeing those people and getting a lot of new people too that love what we're doing. And we just want to continue to grow. We're talking about the food truck now. Talking about the West Side now, because the West Side Rio Rancho area has been asking for us since day one, and we haven't gone over there. But it's just the opportunity and the money, man. I need some investors, or so I'm putting that out there. And investors or people that want to, partner up and put something together. I'm, willing to do that too, because we ready to franchise now. So I'm kind of want to do a food truck. I just think that the being able to move around, to me, would make more sense to me, and it's less overhead than having a whole building and a bunch of staff. Because if I could have it my way, probably, and that's probably the concept I'll probably go with if we do want a building on the West Side, is that I'm just make it like an express, something where you can come in and out, not sit down and chill. Even though people like that atmosphere, they can come here for that. I'll probably get even a drive-through. I would love a drive-through.
So I heard of a new black collective called Timber 2, and they're basically trying to do exactly what you're saying you need. They're trying to get a whole bunch of black business-minded people to come together every 2 weeks just to talk and basically brainstorm ideas on each other and try to figure out how we can get the funding that we need for certain things, but also utilize other people's money, which is OPM.
That's right.
A lot of times with us, we don't know financial things, so it's like,
right.
I don't know if you started off with any business credit at all.
No.
So right now, we're trying to get people to understand that nothing should be in our name. Everything should be in your business credit name.
Right.
Like if you were the one to buy a vehicle, you may want it personally, but it should also be in your business name. So when it comes to those financial things you're talking about, what would you say is the main thing that you learned when it comes to your finances?
Again, going back to saying don't do stuff for money. You know what I mean? Because I hear, and I'm not knocking what you're saying, but I'm going to give you a spin on what you're saying. When people say that, I usually hear people saying that because they want to defer away from the IRS and they want to defer from other things. But to build that, you need business credit, which if you don't have a business or LLC, that you're not going to have that. But also, you have to use it to make money. Use it to benefit you, because you're going to have to pay it regardless if it's in your name or not. You know what I mean? Using that to make more money for yourself to propel your business is more of the reason why you should do that, and try to look for that business credit. But it's hard, man. And and you have to have, I'm just figuring this out now that, they look at 10 years as being also part of business credit, that you've been able to sustain something for 10 years. So that's another part of it. And if you're looking for it in the beginning, you're not going to get it because they're going to say you're too young in business that's another reason why the TV show didn't come. They were we ran into one of his family members. They came to the restaurant years ago when we were at the old restaurant, and they were like, "Oh, we're gonna make sure he comes and sees you." And this was like maybe we were probably 2 years in, maybe, but we were too young. We didn't have enough experience. We were messing up. It was a lot of, we barely set 30 people in there. You know what I mean? So we just weren't big enough yet, you know what I mean? And we had to prove ourselves. So over time, and that's what credit is. It's showing that you can prove yourself over time to pay debt or pay off whatever that you borrow, or, be an incentive for somebody else to put some money into investing into you. I mean, I definitely agree with, trying to network with people because we don't know. And a lot of kids I'm looking at are, looking to these devices to fix everything that you do, but it's still an old school thing where you gotta either have the money or not, you know what I mean? All the TikTok videos in the world can't bring the people in the door, you know what I mean? So it's definitely a tool to help, but there's a lot of moving parts when it comes to restaurant business.
Somebody that's trying to open up their own business, what kind of advice would you give them?
Just depend on what it is, man. It's timing to me, because I look at it now and I'm seeing every fast food restaurant trying to have chicken waffles, chicken sandwiches, or something.
Right.
So now chicken's popular when it wasn't popular 10 years ago, and we were able to get into that. But now, don't ever do anything for trends. Have an original concept or something that you do that's different than everybody else, because, I make chicken and waffles, but I don't make it like other people, I have wings, they have regular chicken. Now, I can add regular chicken to my menu, but we started that way, so I just kind of kept it that way, and I felt it's different than Roscoe, so they can't say, oh, I'm trying to do just what they're doing, or Lolo's, or whoever. Study other restaurants, or other people that you're trying to be like, whatever business that is. Investigate. My partner Derek, he always says, follow the millionaires. So just study what millionaires do and how they do it. Apply that on a small scale to what you're doing and see how you can build up to that. Even if it's not a millionaire status, I'm saying to something that you see and mimic. That's why, sometimes you'll see me mimic stuff. You know what I mean? Other people's stuff, but it's brand awareness also.
Right.
Because it's about branding, and we've been able to brand ourselves for 10 years, chicken and waffles. So now I don't have to do that now, but I'll use Wild Style, I'll use Run DMC, I'll use Tribe Called Quest, or whatever, because I love music, so I'm paying ode to the music, but I don't know if everybody catches that. But just being original and, if you can have a support system behind you and some thought behind what you really want to do, and get ready to work hard.
So we're doing this episode mainly about black businesses, black community, how we can keep the dollar in our community. Statistics say that the black dollar only stays in our community for about 6 hours. How are we going to change it?
More awareness, more information, because, as black people, we are real suspect, we're real hesitant, we're real scary, when it comes to money. And we're real, I'm just going to throw all this stuff out there, envious, selfish, we like to floss and, do those things. So that's what I mean, when you're doing all those things for money, nothing's ever going to come to you because you're not using it in the right way. You're not trying to build anything, you're not trying to help anybody, you're not trying to do. So unless you just working yourself, then that's one thing, but you're never going to prosper in life, with that kind of attitude. So I think, just information like y'all doing and getting it out to people. I know a lot of people are on the same page now, and they say things like, we need to be woke, and it's true. We're so ignorant to what we don't know. you know, because we've been put in this position not to succeed, not to, you know, flourish, because we dominate everything we do. So of course they don't want that information to come to us because we dominate everything, every aspect, sports, entertainment, business, whatever you give us, we're gonna take lemons and turn it into a damn, you know, lemon farm. So, you know, that's just in our nature because we know struggle and we know how to fight out of struggle. Other cultures that have never been through that, they don't know that, but they protect it because it's something that was given and not earned. So to go back to your question, man, just information and just keep doing, you know, what you guys are doing and keep that message at the forefront of what we're talking about, and hopefully more people will, you know, grab onto it, because also as black people we don't believe it till we see it, and it's usually too late because, you know, we don't like to jump out on faith, even though we have the biggest faith base in, you know, everything else we do but that. So, you know, it's just trusting yourself, man, having that ability to do that, you know. But I'm happy with what y'all doing, man. I've always, you know, admired, you know, how, you know, you go about things and how you always about the community, and, you know, we need more people like that. And it's okay if nobody else does it but you, because somebody told me maybe you're the person that's supposed to be doing it. You know what I mean? Because I always complain about being the one that has to set stuff forward. Nobody else takes initiative to do anything. And one of my family members told me, well, maybe that's what you're supposed to be doing. Maybe you are the organizer. So don't look to somebody else to do it, because maybe you get blessed in other ways so that you can do that. You know what I mean? So, you know.
I feel like Albuquerque is the perfect place for you to be the first person to do a lot of things. Like you touched on it earlier, to Roscoe, and you saw the void that Albuquerque had, and rather than talk about what we didn't have, you decided to do something about it and fill that void. To answer your question from my perspective, is to start doing more of that, more of what you do. Once we see the void, instead of talking about the problem all the time, we need to talk about the solution. Your solution was to open up Frank's Famous Chicken and Waffles, and here you are 10 years later. So jumping back to community, you had this right here, Famous Hip Hop. Do you still have that? Is that on?
It's still going. We're just on a little hiatus where we're going to just change the programming, and we got some new shows coming up, and we're going to have bring back the 420 cannabis show as well to go along with all our cannabis businesses.
Okay.
And it'll be more interactive with the restaurant downstairs. So now you'll start hearing the restaurant downstairs, and I'm gonna start marketing downstairs with the restaurant, through the restaurant, so that it all connects. You know what I mean? So, and that's a big thing. I've never done it. I've never seen anybody do it. I'm just doing what I think is going to be beneficial for us. You know, and if somebody takes that as if, you know, that was something smart to do and they want to do it too, that's fine. But, you know, it's just about me. That's the way I see I need to market myself. But, you know, I'm always looking here. I've been in Albuquerque 30 years. You know, I obviously love it because I'm not going anywhere. So, you know, I always bring what I've learned and what I see. You know, if there's a void here or something that I think that we can take advantage of, because I don't know if a lot of people understand, or, you know, people that haven't been outside of the state and see, you know, all the new things coming in, or, you know, I try to be innovative and, you know, bring stuff like that, because we're innovative in a lot of ways as far as technology. You know, I think Albuquerque is in front as far as that concerned, because I see a lot of stuff as far as technology goes. It'll be here and it'll be other places, but, you know, as far as entertainment and just different stuff like that, you know, I still have my pulse on it in Los Angeles, but I try to bring some of those elements here and, you know, try to keep people involved and at least our people, you know what I mean, and try to give them something to do, you know, something different, even if it's something small. And again, I'm not making really a whole lot of money on these things, but I'm keeping them going. Hopefully one of them will hit, or somebody will take it further than I'm doing and expand it, you know, because I'm only throwing out little small things because I wear a lot of hats. So sometimes that's another thing you can get like me and do too many things, and some of your stuff is going to suffer because you don't have time or the people to do that. Now, I don't have to be at the restaurant. When I used to be here every day, 7 days a week, 14 hours a day. Now, I can take a week off and don't have to be here as long as I'm checking in. But it took me this long to do that. You know, once you can do that, then you can start building more because you've already got the train rolling over here. Now we can start another train, and, you know, keep doing it the same way, but it also takes time and money and help.
So, I mean, what's the next step for Frank?
Just trying to figure out how to franchise, maybe. We're thinking about that, and getting another either food truck or another building somewhere on the other side of town. But we're open to anything. Keeping events going. We've got live music on Thursdays now with a band that's pretty good. One of the bass players was in a group, I know you guys won't know this name, but Spiral Gyra is a pretty popular jazz, fusion, soul, blues, kind of, you know, blue-eyed soul. There you go. So we got some blue-eyed soul over here on Thursday nights now. And karaoke and just doing different things where we can have more of a nightlife now. And hopefully with this cannabis business, we'll be able to do that as well, and then be able to put them together.
When it comes to the cannabis business, do you plan on infusing any of your food or doing events kind of in that way?
It'll probably be events. So right now, this is the other thing I need to tell you about. We have a collective called Black Owned Buds, which you guys probably want to know about. We got a Facebook page for it now, but it's all the black cultivators or people in the cannabis industry that either want to share information or network ideas or network services or what have you, and to get more black people in the space, period. You know, whatever that is, whether it's bud tenders or delivery drivers or what have you. And I just haven't put it out there yet all the way. We have about 6 or 7 members right now, different people that are cultivators and organizers and city people. Black on Buzz is my concept though, and we just trying to grow it because again, I need other people to grow that concept, not me. You know what I mean? I'll give it to you, but you have to manage it and maintain it and help it grow, because I can give you what you want, but I can't manage it. You know, and so that's one example of what I mean right there, is that I know we need that in this city too, but I can't do it every day. You know what I mean? I can't be the only one doing it and saying it. So, you know, I recruited Babsy and this guy named LeVar and a couple other people that have grow facilities, or they're trying to get into business or been in business for X amount of years, more than 10 years. To try to get other people to learn about it, to give them more information, have more events where we're, you know, giving out more information about what it is. If you feel like you want to do infused food, we're having a dinner in November 3rd, getting a big event where I think we want to have a cannabis camp in springtime. So, but it all has to line up with what I'm doing right now with the cannabis thing. You know, I gotta get in business first and get all that going, and then start. So, you know, I'm gonna need help with that. You know, once we start getting started, the more the better, because I'm gonna need a whole lot of people in different areas. Media is one of them.
How does it feel to be at an age where you don't really have to depend on anybody else? Or you can basically come up with the concept in your head and start manifesting it? then actually seeing it portrayed later on, like how you said you basically started with this.
You know, knowledge is really power. Recognizing opportunities and being ready for them is two different things. You know, people can talk about going into business and doing these things all they want, but if you don't put no action to it, it's just a thought in your head, and somebody gonna steal it because, you know, nothing is original thought, at least from what I've been seeing. Because, like I said earlier, you know, I'll do something, and usually when I'm trying to come up with a concept, I go look and see if anybody has it first, anywhere on Google or something, you know, and then I'll try to develop it. But it feels good to be able to do that now, and I still, because of money, you know, and that's the only thing really money is good for, is using it to build more opportunities. And if you, like me, I'm a creative person, so I can create out this world, but it ain't gonna mean shit if I can't put no money behind it and really develop it, you know. So to be able to do that is great, because, like I said, I've got a lot of help. I didn't even really talk about this, but I just finished a documentary on my dad in this group that he had called Black Ice, and it took us 2 years to do it, and I had a lot of help, but other opportunities and just having, you know, the whereabout and extra money to do it is what allowed me to do it, you know what I mean? I couldn't do this 10 years ago, you know, because also, like I said, I had to be at the restaurant every day. So how can I focus on doing a documentary if I'm doing 12 hours a day at the restaurant, you know? So that's why I'm going so hard now. And I got another 10-year plan for now. So, you know, all these things that I'm doing right now have a 10-year plan, and I'm done. And hopefully, you know, I have set something for my kids and for other people that we've hired and, you know, employed, that they can have something that they can run with. But, you know, I'm gonna go play around and be a director or something, or, you know, maybe explore this, you know, whole documentary thing, because now it's turning into something else that I wasn't even thinking about. I just did it just to pay homage. Now I'm maybe doing documentaries on 4 or 5 other artists that have seen it now and want me to do them. So I wasn't thinking like that, but that'd be great. That's just gonna take us to more things. I don't have to do everything, but I have to do my part, you know, in helping it grow, because I've done my part building it. Now they're gonna fund it and help build it, and now you can do that. But that's one thing I don't have to worry about, because it's not just me. A lot of people don't have that, you know. A lot of people don't have a lot of people they can go to. And, you know, I think what helped me also, when you asked me earlier about the logos, is that I've been in different fields in my life. So it started with basketball, then it was always music, but then it started to be music when I got, right before I came out here, and I got into radio and different things like that. But like I said, my father's been in the music game my whole life, so I'm always into music, as you can see. So once I stopped playing basketball, I had to figure out what I was going to do after that, and I started doing music. I started producing. And I did that. I produced for 10 years. We did that, but I was also doing wrong. You know what I mean? And my wrong caught up to me trying to do right, but that's why my rights never flourished, because I was doing wrong. And once I stopped doing things wrong, all the right things and all the blessings started coming. I swear, you know, I could have had 20 businesses when I had money, you know. I had, you know, $250,000 and all that stuff, but I messed it off, you know, and I had the same concept being a drug dealer, is that I wanted to keep building my money up, but when I tried to do regular businesses, I didn't respect them, because I always thought when something went wrong with my businesses, like for instance, when I had the ice cream truck, I was selling drugs. I lost like $250 worth of ice cream one time. I left the refrigerator off. I was mad. I replaced it. It was a small thing, but the problems start outweighing what I wanted to do because I start saying, why am I worried about these $200 problems when I got $2,000 problems over here? You know what I mean? And I never respected or worked hard at trying to build those businesses because I had money. So what I was working for I didn't respect it because I wasn't building anything. I was just throwing drug money into some shit, trying to act like I wasn't selling drugs. None of that stuff ever worked, so I just let it go because I didn't respect it, you know? Now, had I had that ice cream truck and I didn't have no money, I'd be out there, when I was only out there in the ice cream truck 4 hours, I'd be out there 8 hours every day if I didn't have no money. But because I had money, it was just some side thing to do, and then I eventually just let it go, you know? Record stores, all kind of stuff I tried to do, and it just, you know, never really panned out. Even, you know, I produced and had a studio, but even that didn't work because I was still in that mindset where I would do music and I was trying to live that lifestyle, but we were supplying it through drug money, which was not going to work because it just doesn't, you know. You try to play that role and try to be that person, you can mess that money up just, you know, selling drugs. It is a business. So if you spend all your money on that and you can't recop up and do what you got to do, then you a bad businessman because, you know, you just spit your re-up money and now you can't do what you need to do to make money selling dope. You know, because you thought giving it to the bartender and the dancer and the, you know, that car you bought and those cars you bought and, you know, all that other stuff you did was more important.
Assets versus liabilities and wants versus needs.
Yeah, we don't learn any of that stuff, bro. Nobody tells us none of that stuff.
It take me back to his question, like what could our community do? And it's to understand the difference between the things that we want and the things that we need. Shiny things that are shining right now, they don't be shiny later on. And that's just something that we want. It ain't really something we need. We don't need the brand new car off the lot. We probably needed to invest that same money into a business that's going to eventually start paying for itself.
Right. Just a case in point, yesterday somebody said that, and I had to check them on that because just to look at somebody, you judge people by what you see. Now, this chain, it looked like I spent a whole lot of money on it, right? No, my father gave this to me on his deathbed, said, hey, boo, 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 this is yours, and, you know, go take that. I gave one to my sister, and I got one, blah, blah, blah. But this dude was just like on me about, like what you said earlier, thinking I'm rich, or thinking I got money, but no, I don't. It's just, if this makes me look like I have money, then that's on you, but that's not the reality. But a lot of people do that. A lot of people see different people like that, and they think, oh, he got this, and he doing this. I bet he got, you know, I hear it all the time, you know. But nah, you know, I have stuff, but I'm not rich. I'm rich in success, but not money. And to me, that's better to me.
It's worth more.
It's worth more because I will be rich in money eventually because I'm doing it in the right way. And it's coming to me in the right way. And I'm not disrespecting nobody, I'm not hurting nobody, I'm not stealing from nobody. If you got those three concepts, I think stuff will happen for you. It's just everybody don't have the same work ethic either.
Tell the people where they can find you at, all your platforms, all your different endeavors, and any way that they can help you where they can also do that.
You can find us Frank's Famous Chicken and Waffles.com, FamousHipHopRadio.com. We got Behind the Groove for the documentaries, our docu-series production company, Behind the Groove. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, on all three of those. Frank's Chicken and Waffles, Famous Hip Hop Radio, Famous 66, all on Instagram, Twitter. Our address is 400 Washington Street, Southeast.
y'all mention our ad, y'all gonna be charged 5% more, so y'all go ahead and do that. You know what I mean? But we appreciate your time again. This is Duke City Talk, famous. And yeah, man, we appreciate you. Keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you. Thank you.